Hello everybody, this is Judge Free Time here. Yes, I've had a haircut again. Yeah, I recently got a mini disc player right here. It's a nice little mini disc, not in bad shape. And it takes one singular AA battery. And as you can see, it looks brand new, to be honest. It seems to be working fine. Yeah, so I got a mini disc player, but I also got this with it, which was funny, you know, because it's the same one I ordered, but in red. Right there, that's the red version. So yeah, really nice piece of kit. So yeah, this one came with it. It came with songs, but I wiped the disc. It's an 80-minute disc, this one. You could also get it in 74 minutes. This one is from Maxwell. And as you can see, it looks pretty beautiful for a disc. And on this one it says pure and powerful digital sound, and this one just says recordable. How boring. It also came with stickers, which reminded me of the old tapes that you used to get, which you still get, and it tells you how you can, you know, use the write protector, apparently. Is there a write protector on it? No. I never turn them on. But yeah, very simple, and I think the idea is you can pop it into, actually no, let's not try that one didn't come with it. TDK, very nice. I used to have TDK tapes, and they were good quality from what I understand. This one is Maxwell, because I used to use Maxwell as well. And I've also got this one that I haven't unwrapped yet. JVC Crystal Gold. Now, where did I get all these mini discs from? You can't seem to get them these days. I actually got it from cassettecomeback.com. And you can also buy like a 5-pack for 20 quid. This one I haven't unwrapped yet because it's a crystal gold thing. It looks like it's special. Now, one thing I never understood is why isn't all of these 80 minutes long? They're all like 74, 80 minutes and 74. And they're cheaper, the 74, so I never understood that. So yeah, the one that came with it works absolutely fine as far as I know. The only problem with it is it's got a bit of a crack there, and I'm just wondering if that's what's caused a skip on track 1 when I recorded on it. But anyway, I got another one here, this 80-minute one, and I think I'll be getting the 80-minute ones more often because I have albums that go up to 80 minutes, believe it or not. The because I use CDs, you see. Let's just pretend that this is a CD. It's a DVD really, but let's pretend it's a CD. Okay, this thing is a CD, right? I have CDs that are like 80 minutes long, and these are only 74. Now I never understood why they're 74 minutes long, because 80-minute discs won't fit on these, so you're gonna have to pick a mix with certain tracks. But yeah, that's the Red Dwarf DVD. Now let's compare it quickly to a CD, and it makes me wonder why these never made it into the big market. Because look how tiny it is. Look how tiny it is to the CD. Look, it's much more compact, and this thing, look how small it is. Oh, it's cute. Yeah, put that CD back. So yeah. So let's open this JVC thing. I've got a tripod, so I'm gonna have to do it like this. So yeah, this is very special to me because I never had mini discs when I was a kid. I always saw them and thought they were pretty damn cool. I don't think I've seen them in schools or anything, but I actually saw these on a video, and I thought, oh, I never had those when I was a kid. And also, my dad thought once that he bought floppy disks, but actually he bought these. I do like this slidey case. It's very nice. Some people won't like it because it's not tape, But these are not meant to be tape, aren't they? They're supposed to be the last line of the analog digital range, or something like that. Anyway, and opening this out, this brand new old stock stuff. Now, you get a little envelope thing with it, as you can tell, and this little sticker. So you can ruin the design of the thing. But yeah, JVC crystal, there you are. Very nice. I never understood why it comes with this envelope sort of thing, but it's pretty nice nevertheless. Opening this out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's got a nice white back to this JVC one, and to this one it was pretty, well, see-through, which is not a problem, but you know, bit of a difference. Anyway, this JVC crystal one actually looks really retro. Look at it. Look at that. Sorry if I'm, you know, orgasming over this stuff, but believe me, I've never had one before. Anyway, I've checked all these discs, and they all say the same thing on them, hopefully. This one should say the same thing, blank. But putting this in, it says blank. Yes, it says blank. I've never understood, though, why these are 74 and the 80-minute ones are 80 minutes. Why can't they all be 80 minutes? It makes more sense. Or was the disc era a little bit different to each other? They look near the same, though, the discs, so I never understood why. Is it because of the compression? I don't know. You see, what I have here is a Armin van Buuren disc that I put onto my hard drive, and I'm going to put it on mini disc because it's special enough. Now, I'm not sure if I should use the 80 minutes on their own, because this one is still working. It's just a bit fucked on one track. It sometimes skips. I don't know why. Maybe the disc wasn't looked after, or maybe the lens on this thing needs cleaning. I don't know. But nevertheless, this one actually looks pretty good. Very retro, very nice. I'm thinking about ordering some more of them 80-minute ones, though, because they will pack a punch when it comes towards CD copying. So, unfortunately, due to the fact of Sonic Stage not working anymore, I can't really name the tracks anymore on this, but it doesn't matter to me. I've always used CDs, and they always say track 1, and it's only when they started to use the a new CD technology that you can actually see the information of the disc, so I don't really give a fuck about that. But me personally, I do like the look of the Maxwell. Actually, I like the look of all of them. They're all pretty, in my opinion. And very rare, and not very cheap. So, there's that. Anyway, I'm going to show you now me recording some music. Hopefully it will be Armin van Buuren, but we don't know yet. And I can't really play any music, by the way, because of copyright. So, it will be quiet, I'm afraid. But compared to an MP3 player, which is actually smaller than a mini disc nowadays, but to be honest, I think this could be near the same quality as each other, so it doesn't really matter. But I just always wanted one of these when I was a kid, so I got one now. And thanks to Cassette Comeback, I can actually do that. And thanks to Cassette Comeback for recommended me that video that he says they're still in fashion and such. It's a shame that they don't sell these in stores anymore. It would be nice to see them, because cassettes are coming back. Mini discs should come back as well. I mean, CDs are coming back. Well, CDs never left, but CDs are just huge, and these are small, and these will look much more better, and these look more like the future, to be honest, and they're much more better, I think, than the CD, because CDs get scratched and fucked up. These ones are in a hard case, so they can't go as wrong. So there's that. Anyway, let's see how I record it. So this is my setup. I have this optical cable, and this is the only time I'm using optical in my life, into the mini disc player. I'm using a Behringer, whatever it is it's called, I can't remember. Basically, it was a recommendation from Cassette Comeback as well on his video. But there is other methods of doing this. Obviously, you could use an aux cable or whatever, but, you know, this is not obviously the best quality, apparently. But if he's had no problem, I'm going to have no problem with this in my life to record mini discs. Anyway, I'm going to be using this TDK mini disc, 80 minutes, and I'm going to be recording Armin van Buuren's album right here. So I'm going to now put this on pause and come back to you. So here we go. Off it goes. It's going to say blank. So I'm going to pause and record. And now it's ready for me to play Armin van Buuren's A State of Trance. So I'm going to play all of the tracks so we can record it. So the great thing about this one is it just goes when you start the play button. So you know it's immediately, but there's only a couple of problems with it, and that's that if there's a pause in the track, it's guaranteed it will go to the next track on its own. So that's really one thing that's annoying. But if we go to play all, it starts to play and it starts to record. So I'll come back to you when this is done. So an interesting development, because my disc doesn't really have any breaks in it, because it's Armin van Buuren and he mixes very well into the CD. He doesn't like have them, you know, cheaply made out. But most CDs today have no breaks in them, and when you put them on like media player or whatever, or you better copy and paste it once you've put the whole thing ripped from a CD onto the hard drive, it actually copies the actual CD perfectly by not having any breaks in the track. It's not like a CD Walkman where there is breaks in the track. So unfortunately we're going to have no real tracks on this thing. It's just going to be one endless track. But do you know what? Armin van Buuren is worth every last second of his music. I'm not even kidding. And I've decided to use the Maxwell 74 for the disc 1 version. I've decided because 74 minutes is only what 5 minutes difference, and to be honest his album's only like 1 hour and 10, so it will fit. Anyway, I've researched it, and apparently it's 1 hour and 20 for 74, and then it's like 1 hour 30 for the 18 minutes. So you know, but anyway, I've ordered another TDK mini disc, so that's going to be interesting. I've ordered one in blue, and I might put loads and loads of tracks on it or something. Mostly because this is a knackered disc. I've noticed there's either a hair or a scratch in it. I don't know how when it's in a hard shell like this, but I'm not using this anymore. I might scrap it, but it's nice to know that they left a disc in, I guess. But anyway, happy recording. I'm now going to pop this in the last clip, and then I'm going to finish the video. Right, as you can tell, it's now night time. That's because I've had a nap and food, and I finished my recordings later to this conclusion video. So yeah, the recorder itself, or in better, the player, is very nice. And it has the same problem as the Sony Walkmans I used to have back in the old days, where you would put the volume up to about 30 and the bass would disappear. I had the same problem with my tape Walkman not too long back with that. So I keep it about 25%. 25 on the volume actually. It looks like the last person really cleaned it well, because it's not a speck of dirt on this thing. I have got rid of that awful disc that came with it that had a crack on it and all that. I just didn't want to risk it. Not in this thing anyway. Or any other machines in history. The one thing that annoys me about this though is that it's very energy efficient, because it keeps turning the display back off when there's nothing going on, which is irritating unless you're recording or something. So yeah, this is the device I was using to record onto. I used the USB on my laptop obviously, and it seems to be working fine. The monitoring is actually excellent, because if you want to know if it's working or not, great little thing for when you're paranoid. You can also use this as well as optical and the USB. So you could probably use tape decks with it, I'm sure. Yeah, input output, there you go. I've not used the JVC tape yet, but I've got a label on it ready. As you can see right there, it's ready to go into the next unit. Worrying about this unit. I was thinking maybe I could use it on the Armin van Buuren 2019 disc that I'm thinking about ordering. Shame Armin van Buuren doesn't use mini discs as well. Shame. But anyway, as you can tell, look, this one and disc 2. This one's a bit smudged because I wasn't as patient as the other one. But yeah, this is the Maxwell or Maxiwell or whatever it is. And this one obviously is the DK one. And the people on Cassette Comeback are actually absolutely right. There's no sound difference between mini discs when you buy them, to be honest. I haven't noticed anyway. And I noticed quite a lot of things from sound. This thing, in my opinion, has a little bit too much bass, because it has bass 2 and bass 1 on it. But apart from the bass 2 and bass 2 problem, it's actually a pretty good little system. And you can control it at least, and turn off the bass if you want to. But yeah, I do like it. The bass is a little bit too much, as I said. It makes the sound a little bit quieter than it should be. But it seems to be working fine. And considering that I only used a simple battery in it, which it came actually with one of those Kodak zinc chloride batteries, which I removed immediately because I thought no way I'm using that in it. So I put an Amazon Basics battery in, and it seems to be fine. It said 2 bars last time, and it's gone back to 4, so I don't think it knows what it's up to be honest, these Sony things. Now, I am going to get probably a few more of these Walkmans, and I'm thinking about getting a mini disc deck if I can find one that works, because there is some that are still getting repaired. The discs themselves came really good quality from Cassette Comeback. He just sent them to me, and amazing quality. But again, this is not a cheap hobby, because that Sony mini disc was probably the cheapest part, but the discs themselves, these are like £5 a pop, and they're like 20 quid for like a pack of 5 or a pack of 10. It's not exactly cheap. But I have ordered another one of these because I'm going to make a mixed disc. Because the other mixed disc that I did was actually that one that I got rid of because I didn't trust it. It actually came with its own disc, but I'm guessing the owner didn't notice that he left it in there, or he didn't care. But it worked, the disc, but I just didn't want to keep it. So yeah, that's it really. I thought I'd show you that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do you remember using mini discs, or was you a tape sort of guy? I was a tape sort of guy. I used to play tapes and record tapes. I had millions of them. And then I went to CD, and CD was just too big if you ask me for travel, but we still used them. If I knew about this, or maybe I did know about this, but I wasn't too sure, I would have gone with this on my ride to the airport with my cousin instead of the CD Walkman I used to use. Anyway, yeah, this behaves like a Sony basically. This is too bassy and all that sort of stuff, but it still works fine. It still records really well. There's a few marks on it, but that's what I expect, I guess. And it's the old Walkman logo that Sony Ericsson's decided to go to. Yeah, anyway, I've waffled on enough. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.